And good afternoon, lacrosse fans. Welcome to Onondaga Nation Fieldhouse in Syracuse, New York, where the LAXAllStars North American Invitational, brought to you by Nike, is continuing in its game for 17th place between the Glasgow Clydesiders and the Toronto Tigers. And Casey Dowd from the Clydesiders wins the draw, but his pass unable to be caught by Brian Whitmer. That is, by the way, LaxAllStars' own Brian Whitmer. He spent some time working with the LaxAllStars. So does Mark Donahue, who's on this roster. Nice check there. Takes away the ball from Thomas Moffett. Gives it back to the Clydesiders. But they can't chase it down. And Charles Claxton, the stellar goalie for the Tigers, picks it up. Moffett with the ball. Dishes that back to Seth Miller. So we expect this game to be a good one based on where these teams have been and what they've done in this tournament. And there's a goal from Moffett, the big lefty, who has been a consistent threat for the Tigers throughout the tournament. So it's a quick 1-0 lead for the Tigers. And we get back to the face-off dot where Casey Dowd is taking the draws for Glasgow against Nate Humer in this case. Casey wins the ball. Casey played his collegiate lacrosse at Siena. He has played with the Vermont Voyagers team. He has also played professionally with the Boston Cannons. And he will present a consistent threat. And he's good at both ends as well. Claxton, 2 great saves. Claxton, one of the top young goalie prospects, and one of the top goalies we've seen in this tournament, played in the Pros versus Joes game last night, sort of an all-star game where one team was made up entirely of guys who have had a taste of the pros, and the other team was made up of guys who have never had at least a taste or more of the pros. So 11 on the shot clock as that ball is kicked around and then lost. And here come the Clydesiders. Robert Varkey passes the ball off. And the ball gets kicked back to Connor Kiernan. Driven in front. Claxton up to the challenge of Austin Murphy. Dishes that back, unprepared for it is Tim Austin, but he retrieves it. Make sure they beat the timeline as he gets the ball off to Moffett, the big lefty who has the first goal, goes inside, tries to get his second. Can't convert that, but we're going to have a penalty for illegal substitution. Someone left the bench too early. So Eric Whitmer from the Clydesiders heads to the box for an illegal substitution, and we see the Tigers with their first man-up opportunity of the game. Moffett on the point. It's a heavy left set, 3 lefties. Shot wide. That's going to carry the line, give the ball back to Glasgow. Big hustle play to get the ball by Brian Whitmer. Whitmer, here playing for Glasgow, has been coaching the non-orbital astronauts from Earth, NOF, a team that finished deeper in the standings. Very fun group of guys, however. So a little hidden ball action, but Eric Gold has it. And Eric Gold scores with it, evening things up at 1. Eric Gold, and I don't think that the hidden ball trick actually fooled anybody for long, but it fooled him long enough that Gold had nice space. And he's able to slide that one past Claxton, a little softer than most that we have seen Claxton give up. You've had to earn your goals against this Toronto Tigers team, both because their defense is good and because Claxton is good. So Casey Dowd wins the draw again, something he has now done every time it has been contested. gets that forward. So the Clydesiders, Kyle Baker down on the right-hand side. Baker, another former Vermont Voyager. We said that Dowd had some time there. By the way, both of those players have spent time in the Boston Box Lacrosse League. Dowd playing for Bullseye. Baker for the Blazers. They've been the two best teams in the league. The Blazers having been the championship, having won the championship game over Bullseye the last 2 years. Claxton stands up to that test from Connor Kiernan. Ball kicks around. Gerald Johnson brings it forward. Cross crease pass. Trey Square can't get the ball in. We have a play behind the whistle, and we're going to give the Tigers another man advantage. So an illegal body check called against Robert Varkey. He doesn't like the call, but who does like the call when they get a penalty? Very seldom do you see somebody go, yeah, here I go. Even when they know they did it, you just don't see too much of that. So here's Moffitt on the point. That one off the leg pad, so that will not be an over and back. They're allowed to go get it. That shot from Billy Gold. Moffitt runs it down, and now they reset the clock. It's important to know that the clock resets when the ball hits the goalie, but then there's no possession, so like 7 seconds went off, and that's not anybody's time. They have to possess the ball. Nice save there by Mitch Hannigan, pinning the ball to his leg on that shot by Moffitt. Headman forward, Austin Murphy. So here comes Glasgow, a little bit of a hidden ball trick again. Kiernan's shot stopped. Claxton dishes that off. Headman and missed as they tried to reach James Spencer. A little anger there taken out by Robert Vark as he left the penalty box. That was that noise that you heard, was the door slamming as he went back to the bench. So we are at even strength. Ball kicking around. And they said that Kiernan of the Clydesiders stepped through the crease and then was first to touch. Spencer with the ball. So a heavy right set this time. Seth Miller gets into the play on the right-hand side. On the left. Nice defense there by Glasgow. Now just tying it up, keeping it dirty. So, ball gets up to Kyle Baker. Baker, who's a new father, I should point out. Baker played in Israel this summer, playing field lacrosse at the World Championships for Belgium. Ooh, that stinger from the outside by Cody LaFarme. And he sticks it past Claxton. Claxton frozen, and that one just under the crossbar. The big cannon from LaFarme makes it 2-1 in favor of Glasgow. I was talking about Kyle Baker, who got the assist on that goal. Baker played for Belgium and was their leading scorer in the World Championships, was one of the top 10 goal scorers in the entire tournament. So Dowd wins that draw on the violation. Tries to move back the player who's a little closer than 5 yards. Oh, another quick goal. That one on the power drive. And that was Austin Murphy getting his first of the game. Glasgow now winning 3-1. Dowd wins the draw again. Toronto has no answer for that. So Eric Gold now stopped by Claxton. Baker can't corral it, but Austin Gold does. Fed across. Gould cannot finish. I'm sorry, Dowd cannot finish. Gold does. Or Murphy does. Austin Murphy does. Excuse me. Murphy collects the loose ball and cans that. And it is now 4-1, and the race is on. This game, which we expected to be close, and it has been contested evenly. So now we go back to the dot. Dowd this time against Gerald Johnson. Dowd wins the draw, but the ball comes out to Dakota McCann. Nice play to get it, but then stripped by Austin Murphy. Murphy strips it, can't stick it, however, as Claxton robs him there. So back on the attack, that one shouldered away by Hannigan on the shot from A.J. Richard. So Cody LaFarme drops that ball back to Kiernan off the post. Ball tied up in the corner. They wind up saying it's a push on Toronto. That gives the ball back to the Clydesiders. Pass there can't be handled, so the ball just goes right back on the ground into the corner like it was until the last whistle. And now we have another whistle. And we have a Toronto Tigers player who is coming to the bench who I am not familiar with. I don't see his name on the roster. So I cannot tell you who the penalty is on. I can tell you that by the time we start, 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the first half. And Clydesiders have LaFarme and Baker and Kiernan on a heavy right-hand set. LaFarme can't can that one. It did hit the post. So fresh shot clock. That ball kicking around. And finally picked up. That's Baker with it. But we've got a call against the Clydesiders. LaFarme winds up heading to so we have 2 penalties on LaFarme. He got 1 minute for a slash, and then he gets a 2nd minute for an unsportsmanlike conduct. So it'll be 2 1-minute penalties, which means if they score in the 1st minute, they stay up. So it's 2 1-minute penalties on Glasgow. 4-1 lead. This is an important time for Toronto. Moffat at the point and a heavy left set. That ball thrown inside, picked up. Hannigan up to the test from Drew Miles. Ball gets kicked out. That's Eric Whitmer with the ball now. Kiernan. So again, 2 1-minute penalties. Claxton makes a save there. Ball picked up. The first penalty has been killed off. The second penalty starts now. Important here that Clydesiders do recognize that they're down a man. And Hannigan sits on the egg and should now just kind of take his time, heaved ahead. And so Toronto unable to cash in, but Glasgow is, the question is, with 36 seconds left in the second penalty, will Toronto be able to do anything with it if they get the first opportunity? They haven't been winning the draws, which has been absolutely essential in this game. So we'll see what happens and how it turns out. The second half is ahead in 2 minutes. But our score at halftime, it is the Glasgow Clydesiders 4, the Toronto Tigers 1. You're watching the LASNAI from Syracuse, New York, brought to you by Nike Lacrosse. Welcome back to the Onondaga Fieldhouse. And important draw here. Toronto comes away with it so they can play with the advantage, as they have a man advantage for about 20 seconds more. They have to be able to do something with it. And instead, they wind up committing a penalty themselves as Billy Gold came off the floor, or onto the floor. We had too many men. Illegal substitution. So that allows LaFarme to get off out of the box once the whistle blows. So now you have your 5. It's Austin Murphy, Kyle Baker, and Connor Kiernan, the 3 righties. On the left side, Eric Gold. Not sure who it is down low. Off the post for Kiernan. That's going to travel all the way down. And Mitch Hannigan gets that ball back in 33 seconds left. So there's the reset that we were expecting. So they get the full minute. Kyle Baker's shot stopped by Claxton. Kiernan gets the ball, fed in front. Nice save by Claxton. Murphy gets the ball back. And so that's Adam Basso going to the bench with the slash. And that means the Tigers get a fresh power play because they had killed off the time on theirs. It's important for them to get a good look here. Ball comes over to Moffitt. Stopped by Hannigan. Moffitt gets it back. Stopped by Hannigan again. That ball rolled ahead, picked up, and then sent across to James Spencer. Now Moffitt comes back to gather it up. Spencer's shot not only wide, but then carries. And so it will be Clydesiders ball when we come back to live action. And although they're down a man, they only have 9 seconds remaining. Kiernan gets that ball up high. Eric Gold with it. Ball dropped low to LaFarm, fed in front. Kiernan not able to get it by Claxton. And it's interesting because a big hit there. Spence. So James Spence put the ball down. So James Spencer winds up in the box. He put the ball down, and then the ref basically seemed to be saying he was too quick to jump on Adam Basso, who had picked up the ball. Kiernan over to Baker, down low to Murphy. Murphy back to Kiernan. Stopped by Claxton. And I have to say that Claxton, who has played an amazing, they can't connect with Moffitt, and Moffitt winds up so Clydesiders do it. Claxton has played a great game, or a very good game. By his standards have been so high throughout this tournament that when you see him give up a soft goal, you want to think, did he really earn, you know, the great saves that he's been doing, or is it the praise that he's getting, or is it just because he has been playing so well throughout? The truth is, he's keeping his team in this game. This game is being dominated by the Clydesiders, and while all the expectations were for this to be close, the truth is, Toronto needs to make something happen. Here's the guy that can do it the best for them, Moffitt. Moffitt's shot just wide. Ball picked up on the left-hand side. Nice save by Hannigan, taking it away from Drew Miles. Ball pinned in the corner. Nice play to get free. Seth Miller gets it up to Billy Gold. Gold, little face dodge, looking to see who can shovel it to. 16 on the shot clock. Gold stopped by Hannigan. Loose ball picked up by Eric Whitmer. Turned over, however, and it's Gold again. Gives that to Moffitt. Moffitt drives, looking for the roll, gets the double team, splits the double team, now a triple team. Winds up being held, but no call. Ball gets over to Gold, who hits the Clydesiders logo on Hannigan's shirt. And we're inside of 9 minutes remaining. Kyle Baker comes up high to help. Gets that ball down low. LaFarm can't handle the pass. Gets the loose ball back himself. Gives it to Murphy. Murphy goes low angle, tries to dunk it. Claxton kept that out somehow. Just got his back to the post, and so the ball dribbled down the back of the net. If I were paying attention and I were Toronto, I would be checking Cody LaFarm's stick if he should score a goal again. He literally just tried to get the ball out, and it didn't come. So here comes Toronto back on the attack. Basso can't make the steal. Nice save by Hannigan. Spence gets pushed by Dowd. So here's that ball fed inside. Casey Dowd comes away with it, runs through it. Spin move by Dowd. Kiernan can't connect with the behind the back pass with LaFarm. Stopped by Claxton. An amazing play. The ball came out. I believe that was Ted Croucher who had the shot. Toronto needs to worry about beating the clock. Wow. This is a case where the clock didn't seem to have turned, but the ref gave his count and made it the 10-second count. You don't always want to rely on the clock. You want to rely on your count if you are a ref. But you want the clock to help set your pace, because there are times when the clock resets a little too late. That would give you extra time, or early. Austin Murphy's shot stopped. Nice play to get that ball moving forward. Gerald Johnson hits the trailer, and they can't put it on the frame as Jake Morris misses high and to the left. 6 minutes remaining in regulation. No goals scored in the second. To this point, there's LaFarm, gets in front, stopped by Claxton, who slams down his stick on the ball, picks it up, headmans the pass. Wow. Unfortunate whistle for the Tigers as Claxton saw Moffitt coming off the bench and hit him with that pass. Stopped by Claxton. So the ball comes back into play with Eric Gold. Gold has 1 goal on the day. Kyle Baker's shot is wide. And the look of agony as he realizes that's going to create an over and back. Here's Moffitt with the ball. Moffitt, who has the Tigers' only goal. Fed down low. Hannigan stands up to that. Ball bounces ahead. Now to Adam Basso. I'm sorry, Robert Varkey. He gets it off to Austin Murphy. 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Shot off the post. Will be run down by Casey Dowd. Well, he'll go down and get it when Hannigan gives it to him. Faces that check from Dakota McCann. Baker with it. Fed across. That's Kiernan could not convert. He was open on the cross crease feed for the quick stick. He just missed the net. Put it behind Claxton. So the Tigers go back on offense, looking to work a little hidden ball trick here. I know it does work occasionally, but I tend to say, when does it ever work? And that ball winds up being scooped away by Hannigan. Hannigan moves it forward, 3.5 minutes remaining. Oh, Murphy denied by Claxton. Gets the loose ball back. He has a dive. We've already seen him try to shoot over the back. That one gets knocked away. Picked up. Claxton, great play. Just to be able to say that there was a hidden ball trick that almost worked as Kyle Baker had come out and didn't get a chance to scoop the ball because it had gone to Eric Gold, but made it look like he did. And it took Claxton a moment to get set and realize the farm can't hold it. Here comes Drew Miles. Miles, the big lefty, powers through. Can't get it by Hannigan. Fed ahead. Connor Kiernan cannot hold it. Angus Tuax picks up or goes after the ball. So here comes Toronto. We're getting into stop time, but they've got to make something happen here rather quickly, trailing by 3, 4-1, a scoreless second half. The temptation, as you consider the stars of the game, and I do get to consider them, is the goalies for both teams. This is not your usual game when it's 4-1. It's the goalies. Austin Murphy has 2 goals. Casey Dowd, the face-off man. Not easy choices. So here's Kyle Baker. So push from behind will give the ball back to the Tigers. Casey Dowd, and he scores. Casey Dowd gets a goal. So with 1:16 remaining, we have finally, it's taken us 13 minutes and 44 seconds of the second half to have a score. But it makes the score Glasgow 5 and the Toronto Tigers 1. Dowd winds up winning that draw by default. Remember, Toronto scored the first goal in this game. Claxton outlets the pass. Tigers need to make something happen. Billy Gold with the ball. Shot clock expires. We've got 20 seconds remaining. Sorry, there's a penalty called against Austin Murphy with 20 seconds remaining. Moffat's shot stopped by Hannigan. Great save there. So seldom in this game do you see the goalies getting all the recognition. But I think that's the way we're going to have to go as our final bell sounds. And your score here from Onondaga Fieldhouse, it is Glasgow Clydesiders 5, Toronto Tigers 1. Your stars of the game, the number 3 star for the Toronto Tigers, Charles Claxton, the goalie. Number 2 star from Glasgow, Casey Dowd, the faceoff man who also got a goal in this game. And your number 1 star, Mitch Hannigan from Glasgow. A great game, a very fun game. Thank you so much for watching. We've got more action coming. I hope you will find it here on LaxAllStars.com. For LaxAllStars, I'm Chuck Jaffe. Thank you for watching the LaxAllStars North American Invitational, brought to you by Nike Lacrosse.